I've been on a self-love journey these past 3 years, learning and deepening my self-love. And I really want to be clear when I talk about self-love, what I mean is the ability to love yourself, to treat yourself with kindness and respect. And this deep self-love of being able to love yourself so deeply that you accept your flaws, shadows, and all. And when we love ourselves so deeply and so unconditionally, it doesn't mean that we have to, settle and never think about changing ourselves or never think about growing or doing that shadow work, because it is healthy and natural to grow, but it's important that we do it from a place of love. Now, in the past, I was a perfectionist. I was really, really hard on myself. I thought I was ugly. I didn't like my features, so badly that I was actually considering surgery at some point. So glad I didn't do that. I struggled with eating disorders. I punished myself at the gym and on the yoga mat, pushing myself into these perfect postures. And even though on the outside, it looked like I was doing everything healthy, going to the gym, going to yoga, eating my salads, the green juices, the superfoods, it may have looked healthy on the outside, but the intention that I was doing all of these things from was to be better, was to try and change myself and to try to make myself different, try to make myself slimmer. And it was punishing my body. In reality, I was doing all of these things from a place of fear, from a place of not feeling good enough. I wanted to be slimmer, I wanted to be stronger, more flexible. And, I was punishing myself, was so hard on myself, pushing my body to these limits. In hindsight, everything that I was doing, it seemed so futile because I was trying, all of the things, all of the healthy things, quote unquote, but for doing things with an intention of fear or unworthiness or not feeling enough, then it's quite damaging to your holistic health, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And you might not realize it at the time, but the damage is being done underneath. And eventually, all behind the scenes, all of this damage may come to light. It's what happened to me, unfortunately. So this brings me to the first real self-love practice and mindset shift that changed my life. It's being able to take action from a place of love, being the vibration of love. So when I choose to do something, I make sure that it is from a place of real and authentic self-love. So for example, I move my body because I love to nourish my body and I love to feel good moving my body. And I love to do yoga because it feels so good for my body, mind, and soul. And I want to eat healthy foods because I appreciate my body. I appreciate this one temple that we get in this lifetime, and I want the best for it. And I'm not doing these things anymore because I want to get slimmer and I want to be fitter and I want to be more ripped, or I want to be the most flexible in the room. I'm so glad that I found peace with the way that I look, the way my body is. It's just so freeing and liberating to start doing things because it just feels good. Not because you need to be prettier, you need to be slimmer, or you need to be different. Like when we can love ourselves unconditionally and do things just because they feel good, then actually the result is going to come to you easier. So now that I've taken my focus on off being slimmer and off being more flexible and off being prettier, I feel like in the best shape of my life, and I feel more beautiful because I'm not focused on the physical appearance, but I feel beautiful inside. I feel connected to my radiant energy. I feel graceful and beautiful in who I am. And it's so interesting because I'd say in the past I probably got a lot of compliments on my physical appearance. It doesn't happen so often these days, but what people do compliment all of the time is my energy. They say, wow, your energy is so beautiful. I noticed it as you walked into the room. I want to be close to you and I want to know more about you, and this energy is so beautiful. And I'm not just saying like that. It's not guys saying that. It's mostly women saying this. It's really interesting to see. So I found this peace with my body and with who I am. And it's so refreshing because now I just do things that I love. I haven't stepped foot in a gym in years. I actually just love moving my body intuitively and naturally, outside in nature. That feels amazing to me. And oh my goodness, like I eat intuitively. I don't try to count my calories or eat restrictively. I just eat what feels good to me in that moment. And that naturally allows me the space to make the right choices for my body. And it doesn't mean that I crave the things that aren't good for my body. It's just when you try to do things from a place of I can't eat this because it's wrong for me, it's unhealthy, it's toxic, or I can't eat this because it's going to make me fat. When that is your focus, most likely when you sit down and eventually give in to your craving of eating those things, it's going to have that impact on you that you didn't want. Whereas if you just make peace with food and make peace with what you're eating and just eat what feels good and have that awareness, that attunement to your body, it gives you freedom from food. It gives you freedom to just enjoy life. Like there's so much pleasure to be gained through what you eat and how you move your body. So it's something that, we're doing every single day. So you might as well make it really pleasurable, and you might as well make it something that allows you to fill up with love and being in love with life, rather than something that you hate doing in which you feel like is punishment. So it's your choice. I choose the happier, calmer, more loving approach. And I feel like this approach, it's more feminine, it's more natural, it's more intuitive. It definitely feels more aligned to me, and probably I know it feels more aligned to a lot of women because it's more aligned to the truth of who they are. It's no longer conditioning around, conditioning around what they should be eating, what diet to follow, how they should be exercising. A lot of that knowledge is based on marketing. So it's really good to question and just choose what is actually good for you. And I found as well that listening to my body in this way, it's not just related to food and workouts, but it's actually a ripple effect in all areas of my life. So in the past, I would say I was, on autopilot, quite unconscious. I was disconnected from my body. I wasn't present. So I would do things that actually went right for me. For example, working late at night, drinking coffee, going to parties until very late, drinking, dating the wrong kind of men, doing the wrong kind of work. And I would so easily get caught up in these things because I wasn't grounded, I wasn't embodied in my truth and listening to my internal voice. Now, giving myself permission to slow down and to deeper connect to my body's innate wisdom has been so life-changing because it's allowed me to see really clearly, and it's allowed me to feel, what I want to do and how I want to live my life. This means I can hear and meet my own needs properly, and that is so loving, so respectful, and so nurturing to yourself. Living my purpose is one of the greatest forms of self-love. Being able to live your life in purpose, it is one of the greatest gifts of self-love you can give to yourself. It is giving yourself permission to go inwards, to discover who you are at the truth in the core of who you are, and allowing that to be expressed and to be seen in the world, and to also allow like your talents, your strengths, your uniqueness to be serving other people. It's basically enlightening this part of you that feels so divine and feels so meaningful and fulfilling. So finding purpose really allowed me to also discover that deep, authentic self-love. It's like I discovered the truth of who I was, and I could fall in love with that version of Antonia. It's actually very difficult to fall in love with an inauthentic version of you. So start to think about, where are you maybe misaligned to your true self? Where are you struggling to really find that self-love? Because the answer to finally loving yourself, it requires you to actually be yourself. Let her be here. Let her be seen. Let her be loved. And it's the same for the women I work with too. Like, it's the most magical moment when I can help a woman realize what her purpose is. It's like always this mind-blowing moment where it's like, oh my goodness, everything makes sense. Like, I finally understand who I am and what I'm supposed to do in my life. I understand my mission. It all just makes sense. The pain from the past transmutes into wisdom, it transmutes into a purpose. They no longer are doubting themselves and are afraid. It's like they have a new confidence and a new level of security about who they are and what their life mission is. And it's so freeing and so liberating. And when you do that, it allows you to come back home into yourself. It allows you to fall in love with life. And I see in the women who do this is that they find a new level of self-acceptance and self-love. It's like they are vibrating so high, they are vibrating on the levels of bliss, purpose, and love. Walking the beauty way. Seeing the beauty outside of me and recognizing that that beauty is also a reflection of me. There is no separation, there is just oneness. We are connected to each other, we're connected to the trees, to the flowers, to the beauty, to the radiance all around us. And we can be walking in harmony with all things, and that allows us to find a deeper love and compassion for not only the things around us, but also for ourselves, because we begin to really appreciate that we are a part of something so much bigger than ourselves. We are a part of this beautiful and magnificent divine creation. How can you not be mesmerized by that? How can you not fall in love with that when you really see that and appreciate it and embody that appreciation and love on such a deep level? It changes your life. You start to experience more beauty and joy in your life, and you feel it inside of you, and you start to recognize these parts of you as well. And it makes you so much more of a compassionate person. Now, self-compassion. Being so kind and loving to myself. So many people talk so harshly about themselves. I'm guilty of this in the past too. Speaking so harshly about ourselves. So critical, so judgmental, and so limiting. And I realized that this is so messed up because I would never say that to another person. I would never be so mean and nasty towards another person. So why was I being so nasty and mean towards myself? So just stop it. Stop, 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 stop. Stop being mean to yourself because you are worthy of that compassion. You are worthy of that love. And when you can show yourself more love and more kindness, then guess what? You actually become a better human being because that can ripple out from it within you to the people around you as well. So you're going to be doing better for yourself, but also for everybody that you come into contact with in your life. And the love just keeps on rippling out of you. Reparenting. Inside me is a little girl who wants love. So I want you to look at a photo of your younger self. Remember her innocence and her sweetness and her purity and the unconditional love and joy that radiates from her heart. That little girl is inside of you. She is inside of you and she is worthy of love. So remember that. Every time you are being mean to yourself, you are being mean to that inner child, to that pure, sweet, innocent child. Stop being mean. This is your opportunity to reparent yourself, especially healing if you had a very troublesome childhood and had a difficult relationship with your parents. You get to reparent yourself, reparenting that inner child, giving her so much love by giving yourself love today. The beautiful thing about love is that it's beyond time and space. It heals multidimensionally. So you're going to be healing the past as well as your future and the present when you start showing yourself more love today. So reparent, love your inner child, love yourself. Give the love to yourself that you would give a small, pure, innocent child. And it all starts with the simple stuff, really. If you want to break it down, it can really start with reparenting yourself with things like sleep time, eating time, having a bath time, having a play time, making sure you have space and time in your day, every single day, to meet your needs. Think about it. When you have kids, you are going to make sure that they have everything that they need. You're going to be making sure that, they sleep, they eat, they play, they get cleaned, they have the self-care, they feel loved, they have that connection and cuddle time. You're going to be making sure all of their needs are met. And at some point in our lives, we grow up and we forget about our own needs. We forget to show up for ourselves and to be there for ourselves. Oh my goodness. I hear from women all the time about how they have not been looking after themselves. They are pushing themselves, staying up really late. They are falling asleep without, cleaning their face. They are falling asleep without brushing their teeth. Extreme example, they are forgetting to eat lunch, forgetting to eat dinner because they're so busy, forgetting to drink water and then ending up with a headache at the end of the day. You have needs. You cannot deny that. And nothing outside of you is more important than your own needs for survival and for being healthy and happy today. Your health and your happiness is the most important thing. So start prioritizing it today. Be the kind of parent that you wish you had today. Be the one that showers you with love, that showers you with support and love and structure and stability. Because this is going to allow you to grow and to thrive, really being in your healthiest, happiest state where you can elevate in your personal growth. Releasing guilt. Another big shift for me, allowing myself to feel worthy of the things that I desire. Oh my goodness, ladies, we have to stop feeling guilty for the things that we desire. Allow yourself to let them into your life. Allow yourself to welcome them into your life. You are worthy of feeling good. You are worthy of taking that trip, of taking time off, of eating that piece of chocolate cake. You are worthy of saying no. Start doing things without guilt. Release the guilt. And this brings me to emotional balance. Emotional balance, like gaining emotional balance and actually gaining a relationship with my emotions, understanding them and learning how to heal, process, and balance them has been so life-changing in my life. Because gaining emotional balance is crucial to living a happy and fulfilled life. We're never really chasing the things in our life to give us fulfillment. We're chasing an emotional state. We're looking for happiness. We're looking to feel peaceful. We're looking to feel fulfilled. To being able to master your emotions, to get that emotional balance and emotional fulfillment right now is like, again, one of the greatest gifts to loving yourself. You're saying you're worthy of feeling amazing today. And it's so important because our emotional wounds and the emotions that we are feeling frame our experiences and shape our perception of life. And so often people get confused, focusing on chasing something outside of them. But the truth is, the thing that you are looking for is inside of you. What you are looking for is a certain feeling, a certain emotional fulfillment. So give yourself the gift to learn how to connect to that part of you. This is my jam. Like, I love helping women reconnect, like fall in love with their emotional selves. So often we are taught that emotions are something bad. You should be logical, and how dare you be emotional, and your emotions are shameful. And we actually cast that huge part of who we are, especially as women. We're more emotional beings. Feminine energy is more emotional. We are casting that part of ourselves into a shadow. We are feeling shame towards our emotions. We're trying to numb them out. We're saying, oh no, we cannot feel that anger, let's push it down. We cannot feel that guilt, push it down. We cannot feel that fear, just try and push it down. Like, when you're just trying to push it down, you actually end up just creating more of it. It's not a good solution. So stop suppressing Stop trying to numb out, stop trying to run away from them, and actually learn the tools that allow you to feel, process, and release these emotions that you do not want to feel, and learn how to expand your emotional capacity so you can actually start to experience these more elevated states of love, joy, bliss, and purpose. Releasing self-doubt and building confidence. Believing in myself. Believing that I am enough. Knowing that I am enough as I am. Did you know the odds of you being here is 1 in 400 trillion? 400 trillion. Mind-blowing. And you know what that means? It means that you are a miracle. You are literally a miracle to be here. And you are perfect as you are. You are creation of the universe, of God. And you are perfect just the way you are. And if you are not loving yourself, if you're criticizing yourself, if you're not allowing yourself to love and appreciate and respect who you are, then basically what you're saying is, hey, sir, hey universe, hey God, sorry, you did a really bad job here. What were you thinking? How could you? This is awful. This is a mess. That's not very faithful. That's not very trusting. That's not very loving. So get out of your head, get out of your own way, and allow yourself to actually appreciate you. Get fascinated with yourself, fall in love with yourself and the creation that you are. You are so deserving of that love and appreciation. And you don't need to be looking for it outside of you. You don't need to be getting the external validation and praise. You can get that appreciation from inside of you. And that sets you free. It means you're no longer dependent on things outside of you or people outside of you. You get to live a happy, fulfilling, and peaceful life independently. And everything else is just to complement your beautiful life. Coming back into the present. It's so important to come back into the present because the present moment is all we have. For me, this is actively choosing to be here in the present moment. It is my practice of self-love. It's like saying, I am so worthy of being here today. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be present in my body. I'm going to be fully switched on, and I'm going to be experiencing life to the fullest. I don't need to be in my head worrying about the past or worrying about the future. And you're so worthy of that too. You are so worthy of that too. Everything that I've mentioned in this video are all of the things that I actually help my women inside Natural Balance to achieve. I help them to gain emotional balance and get that freedom from the past. I help them to fall in love with themselves and to develop that confidence. I help them to discover their purpose so they can finally live on purpose and create a really fulfilling and meaningful life. And they do that feeling joy, having so much play, and feeling so much love, not only for themselves, but also for the people blessed enough to share their beautiful life with. If you'd like to work on these things together, then please do click on the link down below and get in touch. And we're going to have so much fun getting you back into that amazing, radiant, authentic self-love. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I'm so grateful for every single one of you that are here supporting these videos. And please do comment down below what you are going to do to start loving yourself today. Sending you so much love and have the most beautiful day ahead. I will see you in the next video. Drinking watermelon.